Hey, Chris Liepe here. Are the distortion, grit, and screaming techniques you're using sustainable and safe? Here's how to tell. 3 checks. Check 1. When you get done singing with distortion, practicing distortion, singing a song with lots of distortion, are your lower abdominals tired? This is not only the first check. This one is absolutely essential. We need to make sure we're getting our energy from the right place. If you're not sure, if you've practiced distortion and you haven't gone through the process of understanding where the intensity should be when you're regularly singing or when you're singing with lots of distortion or grit or screaming, not only are the other 2 checks not going to work, but your distortion techniques are absolutely not safe. So dial in the correct sensation of support clearly and efficiently so that you can do these other steps and be safe. Click the link below in the video description or the first comment. Check 2. Does your distortion feel subtractive in terms of volume? If I belt a note, hey, and then in order to add distortion, I have to get louder, hey, that's not sustainable. You're not doing it right. And you notice there's an uneasiness to it. I'm going so hard on my primary chords that even after I did that for just a little bit there, I feel a little bit of hoarseness setting in. We want to make things subtractive. In other words, we want to make sure that we are experiencing the sensation of holding back air even when we are creating heavy distortions. So if I hold that same note again, hey, highly belted, I actually don't want to think belt. Hey, I want to back off on air pressure initially, and then I want to constrict, upper constriction, as high in the throat as possible with that, as I've talked about in other videos, lifting something heavy sensation. This desk is heavy. Notice when I do that, I raise the pitch, but there's actually less air passing through my vocal tract there. It's compressing. I feel a greater intensity in my abdominal muscles, and I feel this sensation of cutting back air as high in my throat as possible. So if I belt that note and then back off a little bit, and then think lifting something heavy. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. There's actually a easing into it. It's not just hey, hey. Now that's for a more mild distortion. If I want a really broken up distortion like you heard in the intro, I can do that same thing by backing off. I can release into it instead of bulldoze into it. Hey, 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 hey. That's brutal, but it's also slightly quieter than hey. So that's check 2. Is your distortion subtractive in volume? And check 3, and all of these things go together so hand in hand. And as you continue to feel out what you're doing and make observations about various places that you experience different sensations, all 3 of these checks are going to be easier to lean into and follow. Is your distortion additive in terms of sensation? Okay, so we want to be subtractive in terms of volume, but additive in terms of sensation. Let's go back to our belted note. Hey! And I'm just plowing into that, going harder and harder on my primary chords and hope that things break up. Not good. When I do that, as I increase in volume and intensity, my sensation center in my throat almost narrows. I sense it kind of closing in on itself in one particular area. When I'm thinking additively in sensation, I feel the connection with my vocal tract lengthen in a way. We're practicing that subtractive in volume, adding compression. I feel the sensation being laid over the top of my primary phonation. Clean. This has the byproduct of compressing air, but it also spreads out the way air is being trapped over a broader area of my tract. So if I feel out the points of engagement from the back of my soft palate, I'm kind of feeling out all the different ways that I can constrict air, upper constricted cartilages and tissues, all the way down to my false chords, which are right above my primary chords. Okay, that feels a little lower. It's still higher than my primary chords, but lower than, say, this sensation. So I want a broad engagement. I want to add engagement upwards and feel like things are spread out in my throat. As opposed to you can practically hear me. You can hear it in my voice, in my talking, after just a little bit of that. Let me get a drink, and then, I don't have much of that left in me. But if I go the other direction and broaden the engagement, think about it broadening. Hey, yeah, that one felt really high. Beautiful people. Yeah. I'm still talking fine after a more brutal sound. For more on developing your distortion and screaming and all the different sounds, I've done plenty of videos on it. Be sure to check out the playlist I've linked to you here. And again, if you'd like help with specifically check 1, dialing in that support so that you can do all this other stuff correctly, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more.